I believe it was Marcus Aurelius who said this. If not, I'm sorry. But he said, or somebody said, our minds take the shape of what we often hold in thought, for men's spirits are colored by such things. Great quote. It could definitely be thought about deeply, and a lot could be extrapolated from it. But I think what's cool is that it's really elucidating something about our modern world that he had no idea about, which is how our minds operate like the algorithm, and how our minds have to operate in conjunction with the algorithm. So we're familiar with the algorithm and the concept, right? If I click on a certain type of video, I'm going to get more of that type of video. You look at certain types of content, you're going to get more of that type of content. And now you are in that corner of the internet or that corner of the internet. And our minds work in a very similar way, right? The more we act a certain way, speak a certain way, do the same type of things, see the same type of people, have the same type of conversations, we are building our habitual routines, our autopilot. And the way you can think about this is like a sled over top of snow. You know what I'm saying? So the more we speak that same way, behave that same way, we're digging a deeper and deeper groove into that snow. And that becomes our kind of entrenched worldview, our entrenched philosophy. And when we don't ever take the time to intentionally break out of it or push against it or just look outside of it, then we really do set ourselves up to be in a very disadvantageous position, particularly when life comes at you with a nice pile drive to the face. And life will come at you with things that are difficult. And if your particular worldview doesn't have an answer to what you're going through, then you become what Paul Quinnett called the bug in the cup, where you're walking around your area, you're mulling over your philosophies, you're talking to your people, you're watching your content, and you see no answers, you see no hope, you see no escape, you see no point. There is no way out of this. I keep climbing up the walls and sliding back down. I have looked everywhere. There is no way out. Because you, right now, cannot see over the lip of that cup. You can't see the whole world outside of that cup. You can't see the possibility that you might be wrong, that someone else might come along and change your opinion, that this might happen or that might happen. You are the bug in the cup. And so, there's several different ways that I could take this kind of conversation about content diet and our minds operating like the algorithm. But really, what it gets down to, what I want to bring to my attention, to your intention, is just the word intentionality. Like, we need to be intentional about this, because it's so easy to just go on that autopilot, especially with the content we consume. We open up YouTube. Yeah, feed me whatever video you want. That's fine. I'll take that. That looks interesting enough. And I talked about this on the Men's Adventure Fiction podcast this week. Like, we don't remember the last 5 YouTube videos we watched. We can't say what YouTube video we watched on Monday, right? We don't know that, because it's our habitual pattern. We're just doing it. We're just doing it on autopilot. And back to the whole analogy of content diet being like our real diet, you are what you eat kind of stuff. If I'm just consuming and consuming and consuming, I'm in that calorie surplus. That's not good, right? Especially if I'm not exercising, if I'm not embodying these philosophies, if I'm not doing anything to implement what I'm learning, that's just as wasteful, right? That's just as bad. Because it takes strenuous effort to build an embodied philosophy. So what I want to get after, and I'm going to start doing, is being intentional. Like, hey, if I open up YouTube, it's because I want to watch a video about confidence or something, you know what I mean? And I'm going to watch that, and then I'm going to go implement that and think about that, or write about that, or talk to a friend about that. I'm going to do something with it. And yes, just like the diet, I'm also going to have some candy, my friend. I'm going to sit there and I'm just going to enjoy myself, because I want to. And life is about balance, and I'm going to enjoy myself. But I'm going to keep it intentional. That's what I'm going to try to do. Because let me tell you guys, if I've got an addiction, it's to videos on the internet. I just watch a bazillion freaking YouTube videos. I watch, too many podcasts, too many things like that, and do nothing with it. Just nothing with it. And it goes to waste. So that's a major point that I think I want to bring to the table. And also just keeping that one-to-one idea of content diet. If I only eat a certain type of thing, it's not a good diet. It's very restrictive. And if I only consume dark content, it's good to stay informed. There's a lot of darkness out there. You've got to stay informed. But if it makes you feel horrible, make sure you're mixing it up, man. Make sure you're changing it up. I think that's all. I'm going to say. I don't know. See you guys later.